Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Once again, your English instructor Muhammad Hasnain is here for you people to answer your questions that are specifically chosen by me and my team. So, you guys know from now that I did a Q&A last. I've did 2 of them. If you haven't watched those, watch that. And if you are waiting that your questions might not be in the last 2 ones, if you haven't checked them out, check them. If there's none of your questions there, if your questions are reasonable, I may be doing it right now, so don't forget to watch the video till the end. So, I got quite a lot of questions when I said that I'm going to be doing a question answer session and give me questions related to English. And I got a question that was really interesting, and number 1 question, the first question for our today's video, which is that what is the method to teach children, or how to teach children? Show us the method. Now, if I tell you, I also have a little sister, so don't forget that she's also little. So, I've got quite a lot of cards up my sleeve, tricks up my sleeve. So, let's get into it. There's one thing really important with teaching. If you're teaching to a child, a small child, they always try to find entertaining things inside of anything. If that's, for example, their computers, or if that's football, or if that's anything, they try to find enjoyment in it. If there isn't any kind of enjoyment in it, they just lose their interest in that thing and they just go away. Or either they just abandon that thing, or either they get annoyed, they just do it because they have to. Like, for example, studies, there isn't any enjoyment, so they don't like it. When you create enjoyment for them, when you create studies that are interactive with them, so then they will be able to love the studies that they are doing. They will be able to love and understand and learn with the environment, with the interactive different activities that you're teaching them. They'll be able to learn with you. They'll be able to learn and grow with you. Now, as I tell you about my sister, she's in class 1 right now. And she has been taught in class prep even that so easily that how to make voices, that nowadays in Urdu or English, by looking at the alphabets and pronouncing those alphabets one by one in a list, she can pronounce very complex words. I've trusted her and she's learning and she's saying that I enjoy it because she has got her friends, she's got great teachers around her, she's got multiple different good things, good activities and interactive activities to keep her indulged in those activities. And with the help of these things, she is able to understand and learn pretty easily, and it is pretty easy for her to do it. Other than then, for children, there is no specific way, because children are children. You cannot teach them after all. But if you want to try and make it interactive and fun for them so that they can enjoy, when they start to enjoy, they will be able to learn easily. They will be able to learn not by force but by enjoyment. This is the best way you can do it. So let's get into the next question. So here one of my fellows, or one of my follower, Shahid Khan said, "Hello dear Muhammad Hasnain." He said that my is how to think in English like natives. So, this is a really funny question, but it's a really important question too. So, first of all, I'd like to give him a kind of I'd like to say that you should correct and you should try to learn a bit more. I'm not criticizing, I'm just saying this. And other than that, I just laughed when I looked at that. So, thank you for making me a bit happy while listening to this question. And other than that, I've been telling this thing to a lot of people and they don't understand that what do I mean by thinking in English. Like natives. Natives don't think in English because they think in their language. Now it can be up to them. Like Dutch people think in Dutch. Some people think in their own language. We think that all Americans or all European people are English natives. But no, they aren't all of them natives. Their second language or third language is English. But their first language is their mother tongue, that the native language of their area. If that's Dutch or Canadian or any kind of language, they speak their own specific language. So, there are a lot of people that are like you who want to think in English. For this, we have one simple trick. That is, think in English. Lots of people think there's a big key, there's a big trick to think in English. But there isn't anything special. You just have to you think in Urdu, just think in English instead. For example, you think in your mind, oh my god, that car is so beautiful. You say in Urdu, wow, wo gaadi kitni khoobsurat hai, wow. You say like this. But in English, you can instead say, wow, that car is so beautiful. You can say like this. It's up to you what language you prefer in your own language. I'm not saying that you should always follow English in every single part of your life. The people who want to actually genuinely learn and are compassionate about such kind of things that can help them in learning English. So I'd recommend them that simply just try to think in English. When you try this, so it will be a lot more easier for you to start thinking in English and to speak in English too. Might as well. And I'll tell you one more thing that's really important. Some people think that like when you're speaking English, so they like translate Urdu to English. This is wrong concept. Like for example, mujhe English aati hai. So then why do people not say in English that English is coming to me? Because it is wrong. You cannot do word to word translations. It's not possible. You have to create your own ideologies. If I tell you my thing, so I don't have to think, I don't have to translate, I don't have to do anything while speaking English. Because I'm now sort of you can call me a kind of native, because I like think in English. When you start thinking in English, you'll get more fluent, you will start to have confidence, you can speak to anybody in any language, if that's English, Pashto, Urdu, or any other language that's your regional language. It's up to you. So you'll be able to speak very confidently. And other than that, you will also be able to do one more thing. When you think in English, so this really weird ideology comes in my mind that when you're thinking in English, you don't translate because you don't have the time to do it. Within like 2-3 seconds, you cannot translate word to word to English. But instead, when you're thinking, so you are compelled to learn English in such a way so that you don't need to think about English. You don't need to translate about it. You just simply speak out. What you want to speak, it's in your mind. You're speaking what's in your mind. English becomes like a native language for you because there is no other language you have to translate it in. When you think that the only language you know is English and you start to think in English, you start to speak in English and forget about Urdu and English, you will start to learn the words on your own. You won't translate the words, you will learn the words and then combine those words to connect and make sentences. Pretty simple. It's a genuine theory of my own, but you guys might get handy and you guys might learn some things from this trick and you guys might get help from it. So this is all for our today's video. Thank you so much for being with me and I hope I'll meet you in my next video. And like this, ask me more questions because like this, I like questions being asked from me. So you guys can ask me any kind of questions if you're serious about any topic. I like serious people who have genuine thoughts, genuine ideologies and questions and queries that they want to ask, but they do not have the platform to ask it. So I'm going to be helpful and I'm going to be helping those type of people. So you guys can ask me any other questions you have in the comment box and you guys can also directly message me. So this is all for today and thank you so much for being with me and Allah Hafiz.